Do you remember when I flushed the washcloth down the toilet?
I certainly do. How could you forget a unique experience like that?
Oh, I didn't forget. I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like,
No.
well...
I'm just saying about all people. How could you forget such a
Of course.
unique experience?
Well, I apologize for that. As an adult now, I understand that was a big plumbing bill, I imagine. I'm looking for the laundromat. Around here somewhere. It's the laundromat that we went to when the dryer broke. Let me see. There should be a laundromat around here somewhere. It used to be. Oh, I found it. I found it. Yep, I remember going to this laundromat a couple of times. It looks like they've redone it, but yeah, there it is. Everything in this area is kind of like made to look like with a log cabin type design, and that really adds to the nostalgia and the charm of the area. You know, even this office building has, you know, kind of log cabin-esque design there. But yeah, sometimes when the dryer breaks, you gotta find yourself a laundromat. And sometimes it'll be in an area filled with log cabins. Welcome to Freedom Park. This is in the town that I grew up in. I've been here a few times recently in a couple different series. In Haunted, the Origins chapter tells some stories here, as well as March of the Writers as well. So what is going on today is there's a book depository here which figures into my history a little bit. I don't know how long this depository has been here, but in September of 2022 I placed a copy of Mona Lisa Becoming a Ghost in here, in one of these, and then later on, July of 2023, came back and the book was gone. So I'm looking to see if it's been returned or if it's gone, and I don't see it here. Is Mona Lisa Becoming a Ghost in here? I'm not seeing it. So, when I came back here in July of 2023, it was gone then. So somebody took the book, and somebody has it somewhere. I hope they've enjoyed it. I hope it was a story they enjoyed. Maybe somebody in their life enjoyed. And I'm really glad that these little book depositories are around. So as the bells keep ringing, we keep moving on our journey. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that chain, but this particular one is unique in structure, and the reason why is because it stands on the site of the old Settlers Inn restaurant, which is a Medford Lakes, New Jersey icon for many years, until it was destroyed by a fire which burned it to the ground in 1998. Now, what makes the Settlers Inn an interesting piece of my history is that I used to go to the Settlers Inn. It was a gigantic log cabin restaurant, and with an upstairs which had an open hallway, kind of like a mezzanine level up top. Everything was made out of wood. It was all log cabin style. And there were a whole bunch of little rooms there, and I took drum lessons and music lessons up there. And I used to go there, so that's part of how I got into music. One of the things that I learned then is that I had difficulty reading music. My percussion instructor initially was thinking that I was not practicing, and that was not the case, because when I was there, I was able to play back everything that he was teaching me, but when he had me, read something on the page, I was not able to do it. To me, music just looks like dots on a page, and so that's how I developed a lot of my appreciation for music, but also learning that reading music and me just does not mix. St. Mary's Church. One of the churches of my childhood. I went to a Catholic school where nuns were in the administration, and always went to church as a little boy. I did all of the Catholic things and stuff like that. And the reason why I came here was because I came here as a little boy one time when my mother went to a funeral, and I had said that I wanted to go. And besides the funeral that I attended when I was even smaller boy, of my grandmother, which helped form the mortician, this particular funeral that I went to just a few years later was of someone I did not know. However, it figured in to character creation in the quest for immortality. I was thinking of this particular funeral a lot when I wrote that novel many, many, many years later, and also developing of the George Stanley character. So a little bit of tidbit about the quest for immortality. Catholicism, because I was raised in it, has a lot of Catholic imagery and everything does appear in my supernatural thrillers, which is part of my origins. Whether one subscribes to any type of belief or not, you can't help but a lot of things from your childhood will come and make their way into your writing today. Never thought that I would grow up to become a horror author, sci-fi novelist, supernatural thriller writer, winning awards and stuff, but lots of interesting things when I walk down this path, examining the past, going back through time. I'm in front of Richardson's Flowers. I remember this flower shop, going here numerous times, and I got my prom corsage and boutonniere in there. So I remember doing that, and I had to save up all my money and everything so I could go. But something else, this little strip mall here has really changed over the years. But there's a few memories in here, which I figured I would share. So, I'm going to pan over this way. And there's a more recent memory right over here. There was a tiny little bookshop. There's a picture of me now standing in a secondhand bookstore. And unfortunately, the bookstore is now closed down. It was one of these shops right here that was filled with books. Tons of books. And I can't remember which one it was in, but you can't see anything. And that was in my earlier days as an author, and so doing that. There's also another area of this. It's just ahead. I'm going to show it to you here. Through there is a CVS. That brick building there is just the edge of the CVS. What used to be there was the Lucky 7 Diner. I used to love going there as a kid. My mom used to take me there, and my siblings and everything, and we used to get these dipped soft serve cones, Now, I had my PKU, and so that was something that I had to account for, but she helped me manage that. And I got to have a soft serve cone just like the rest of the kids, and so I felt like I belonged. So it was a really special memory of the Lucky 7. Right over around the corner here, back there is the school that I went to, my elementary school that I spoke about other times and things like that, where I went to school, Catholic school, and all nuns in the administration, St. Mary's. That is my elementary school. A.L. Mengel. Author A.L. Mengel. And I am award-winning author A.L. Mengel. And these are my origins. After I discovered music, I found some friends, and I'm still friends with them to this day. We were the Medport 5. That was what we called ourselves. We used to come here. We'd go out and see movies together and all sorts of stuff. There were 5 of us. We went right here to the Medport Diner. It's a classic Jersey diner. This is St. Peter's Episcopal Church, built decades ago. And around 1992, what I believe from the little marker I saw, it was restored, turned into a private home. So what it backs up now to a cemetery. And I remember going through that cemetery and peering at all the old graves and things like that. And this is even before Haunted. It was in the days when I was searching for inspiration for some of my own writing, and a lot of my writing examines questions of like, what happens when we close our eyes for the last time? What happens next? Then I got inspired for Haunted. Right in this city. Well, this town. This historic community was where Haunted, and one of the reasons why Chapter 7 of Haunted is the origins. Interesting chapter about this house is it also shares the name of Haynes School, which is a school not far from here. I remember going to kindergarten there, and I also talk about in 3 letters when I went to kindergarten in there, and some of my experiences that I remembered at Haynes School. As I continue on the journey of my origins. Here we are in Braddock's Tavern, where Haunted was born. Braddock's Tavern, the old restaurant. Here is Braddock's Tavern, which is where Haunted, my paranormal vlog series, was inspired. Is the sign. In business for, I think, 1898 established. And from what I remember from Haunted, it was destroyed by a fire and rebuilt, but it's always been in business as a restaurant, as far as I know, as far as I remember. And I tell the story in Haunted Origins, how Haunted became inspired at Braddock's Tavern. got my interest started in writing, working for the campus newspaper, and eventually becoming a published, award-winning author. Until 2022, that I started getting real international attention when my novel Mona Lisa Becoming a Ghost won the gold medal at the International Book Awards in Miami, Florida, held by readers' favorite for the best supernatural fiction novel of the year. This right here is Hyatt Hall, where I took Italian on a tiny little classroom on the 3rd floor with crickety wooden floors, and there's a lot of Italy inspiration in that award-winning supernatural thriller. Widener University started off as Pennsylvania Military College before it became the school that it is today, and the school that I went to. It grew and nurtured me into who I became today. And now, as I look back, years later, I relive, revisiting the ghosts of the past, here, where I went to school, to become award-winning author, A.L. Mengel. Take care, everybody. See you on the page.